Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tuesday Talks with Titus. I'm Titus, and today we're going to be talking about the art beyond the frame with Caleb Kitchen. Let's get right into it. So, as I said, we're going to be talking about the art beyond the frame, meaning we're going to be talking about the things that we don't see going beyond the picture. So, to start off, let's read some verses. Job 2, 1-6 says this. On another day, the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There is no one on earth like him. He is blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil. And he still maintains his integrity, though you incited me against him to ruin him without any reason." "Skin for skin," Satan replied. "A man will give all he has for his own life. But now stretch out your hand and strike his flesh and bones, and he will surely curse you to your face." And the Lord said to Satan, "Very well then, he is in your hands, but you must spare his life." Also, Job 2, verse 9-10 says this. His wife said to him, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Curse God and die." He replied, "You are talking like a foolish woman. Shall we accept good from God and not trouble?" So, what I'm seeing there is Job has already gone through some trials. And with those trials, Satan said, "If I can make him hurt, then he will curse you. I guarantee it." And God's like, "I don't think so. So let's put it to the test." And once those troubles hit, those painful troubles, the Bible said they were painful boils, which, from what I've heard, very much so hurt. And his wife is not leading him the right way, because she's saying, "Just curse God and die. It doesn't matter anymore." And he's like, "You are being foolish. That's not right. Can we not accept bad things coming from God?" I don't know. What do you think, Caleb?
Well, in a book I read called Where Was God When? It talks about the fact that crisis happens.
Yeah.
And crisis will not make you a person of faith. It will reveal whether or not you are a person of faith. That is what it was said in the book that I read. And this book, very helpful. I definitely would recommend it to anybody. But it talks mostly about, like, if you say, "I'm ready, God, I'm ready to live for you," and you shun him as soon as you are in troubled times, do you really trust him?
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And there's been moments in my life that I haven't trusted God. It's like the moment when you're doing a trust fall and you are ready to lean back, but then you think of everything that could go wrong and then you bail. Trust falls are just trusting the person behind you to catch you. And we need to trust fall on God, not literally, figuratively.
Trusting is a very important part about faith, because that is what faith is. Mm-hmm. Some people in the Bible that have experienced trust may be like Elijah. Elijah suffered in the desert when he was hiding away from the wrath of the kings and the nations.
Yeah, and it's just like one of those stories, Job's stories, Elijah's story. That's just two of the many stories of staying faithful in the hard times. And in life, we experience hard times and wonder, why is God putting me through this? And I once saw this. It was supposed to be a meme, but it honestly hit pretty hard. I saw it on Facebook one time, and it showed a stick character, and he got hit with a rock in the head, and then cries out to God and says, "Why, God, why?" And then it shows God shielding this person from millions of rocks, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, did I miss one?" Now, before you think about that, no, God does not make mistakes. But it does put that picture that God is blocking all that evil from us. And he is just like sometimes when we get hit with this little hard thing that comes our way, we can often not trust God.
One thing I learned from past experiences is God doesn't say, oops, or oh no. It's not a mistake. It's his will.
Yeah, and that's very true. And it's always important to think it's not God putting you through whatever you're going through. It's Satan, quite honestly. Now, however, God is allowing it to happen. So, I don't know, why do you think that God's allowing bad things to happen? There's several reasons, but what do you think?
I've heard it been said that you grow through troubles and your mistakes. You grow through everything that you're put through because they're experience. You grow through experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I've just always thought about that, like, there's several things in my life that if I didn't have a bad thing come along, I'm not sure how much my trust would be for God. Like, many people think that if life goes perfectly into planned, then we will have, like, a great life. But you know how many things I and many other people who have been through, it just shapes their personality. And that's so important. Very important.
It's just like if you've ever been on a plane, you're getting on the plane, you're boarding, and you take off. You have no idea who this person who's flying the plane is, but you trust them to carry you so many miles above the earth.
Yeah. And it's also back to our painting analogy. It's just like we see everything that the painter painted, but it's not often that we get to see how much process there was in between. There is often a lot of process.
Yeah, I do a little bit of sketching and just doodles. There are so many doodles that I just have because they're just not the best ones that I could just display on my shelf.
It's also important that we just think about the fact that our faith needs testing sometimes. Our faith needs extreme testing. But that doesn't mean God is forsaking us. And Caleb, I just do want to ask you, why would God make bad things happen? I mean, let bad things happen. Because God does never makes anything bad happen. But he does often let bad things happen. Why do you think that is, Caleb?
If God always let good things happen to you, you would trust him, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't have anything to test that trust, whether or not you would actually trust him if something actually happened to you, is that real trust?
Yeah, and my sister Rachel once wrote a song about this, and it's talking about, like, she sings the dangerous prayer is what it's called. And it's called, you say, break me, make me, show me. So that means, that's like a prayer asking God to cause something bad in your life to happen so you can test your faith. And you might be broken down during that, but the prayer is that he will break you. So, unfortunately, something bad might happen, but he will make you rebuild you, make a stronger foundation of trust, and then He will show you the bigger picture. And that's just really important. We need to always be willing to test our faith. So to end things off, bad things can happen to anybody, but with humility, it takes a true Christ follower to trust the bigger picture. Thank you guys so much for listening, and this is Titus.
This is Caleb.
And thank you so much for listening, and we will be back next month with a brand new topic. See y'all next month. Bye!